Okay, anytime you're ready.
This is Detective Lance Abbott with the Eufaula Police Department, and these are the reports for the time frame from March the 31st of 2014 through April the 2nd of 2014. More specifically, the 26th through the 2nd of April, we had 30 traffic arrests, and we also had 4 misdemeanor arrests and 1 felony arrest. The uniform incident offense reports for this time frame. First one is involving theft of property 3rd degree and criminal mischief 3rd degree, and this occurred on South Eufaula Avenue. Next report is for damage to property, more specifically a motor vehicle, and leaving the scene of an accident, and this occurred on South Eufaula Avenue. Next report is for theft of property 3rd degree, and this occurred on Inlet Road. The next report is for criminal mischief 3rd degree, and this occurred on Dale Road. Next report is for theft of property of a motor vehicle, and this occurred on Fairlane Meadows Apartments, rather. Next report is for unlawful breaking and entering a motor vehicle, and this occurred on South Eufaula Avenue. Next report is for theft of property 2nd degree and fraudulent use of a credit card, and this occurred on Taylor Drive in Eufaula. Next report is for theft of property 2nd degree and fraudulent use of a credit card, and this occurred on Myra Circle. Next report is for theft of lost property 2nd degree, and this occurred on South Eufaula Avenue. The next report is for robbery 1st degree, which occurred at Fairlane Drive in Eufaula. Next report is for criminal mischief 3rd degree, which occurred in the 100 block of Highway 30. Next report is for domestic violence 3rd degree, which occurred at the 200 block of Irvington Drive in Eufaula. Next report is for domestic violence 3rd degree with the underlying offense of harassing communications. This occurred on Leroy Road. Next report is for theft of property 3rd degree, which occurred on Eufaula Avenue. Next report is for unlawful breaking and entering a motor vehicle and theft of property 3rd degree, which occurred on Eufaula Avenue. Next report is for identity theft, which occurred at Fairlane Drive. The next report is for unlawful breaking and entering a motor vehicle and theft of property 2nd degree, which occurred at 400 block of East Washington Street, Eufaula. The next report is for unlawful breaking and entering a motor vehicle and theft of property 2nd degree, which occurred at Oak Hill Apartments. The arrest reports. The first arrest report is involving a juvenile that was arrested for theft of property 3rd degree. The second arrest report is for a juvenile that was arrested for theft of property 3rd degree. Both of these are from Walmart, in case you were. The next report is for assault 2nd degree and criminal mischief 3rd degree. And the person arrested is Kim Cherry, and these were on arrest warrants that were issued on March the 17th of this year. And the final report is for Crystal Nikita Peterson, and she was arrested for contempt of court for failure to appear in municipal court.
Well, all right, Robert, first, what tell us about that? Sorry, I guess I just missed that.
No, it's fine. It was a gentleman sitting on his porch, and a car pulls up, and
What number are you?
I'm sorry, it's 140415.
Okay. Robert First Degree, yeah, on Fairlane Drive, okay?
Yeah, two subjects get out of a car. Victim is sitting in his driveway with another person, and they approach on foot with a car. I guess it's still parked in the road, and one has a handgun, the other one has a rifle or a shotgun, and they demand money. He jumps up to run, and he's subsequently shot in the leg and in the knee. He was transported to the ER and unable to give a name other than the fact they were wearing black hoodies. And like I said, it was either we found a 380 shell casing right there in the near the where everything took place.
If this continues on and you find the perpetrator, what kind of charges do they face on something like this?
Well, robbery first degree is probably one of the most serious because that is the Class A felony, and that's the 10 to 99, depending on their prior offenses. I mean, they could be looking at more than that. It just depends on how many prior felonies they have.
Considering the fact that we both have readers and viewers, is there anything they can do to help you in this case?
The suspects didn't actually, even though he's charged with robbery, they didn't actually. It was more of an attempted robbery, but there is no such thing as attempted robbery. It's either robbery or it's not. The fact that they demanded money with firearms. Anyone talking about it, if there's anyone that knows anything about it, just to call the police department. I mean, we can keep whoever provides information to us if there's any assistance. They can remain anonymous, but that would assist us greatly.
When you call the police department, you go through the automated machine process, and I understand that has to be. What should they do? Which person or department should they go to?
Well, we have a detective that's on call all the time. Every day there's someone that's on call, and if they have any information regarding this particular case, if they would ask for the go through dispatch and ask for the detective that's on call, and then they have some information they wanted to provide.
And you say the victim here appears to be a 38-year-old male, was shot in the leg. Was that with the handgun or the shotgun, or do we know?
So the report states that he was shot in the knee and in the calf.
Shot
It makes reference to there's a 380 shell casing, one 380 shell casing that was located, but from speaking with the officer, I believe he may have also been shot by with a shotgun. But these were all in the leg.
They're not considered life-threatening injuries in any way?
Well, yes and no. It depends. It can be.
Does that arise to a murder or attempted murder type thing if you find the right culprit?
It's possible if we can find who. Well, robbery first degree it's still considered a violent offense. It's a highest felony you can receive. So an attempted murder is the same. They're both treated as Class A felonies, but the robbery first degree encompasses the attempted murder act in and of itself by using a firearm, a deadly weapon, or dangerous instrument.
And the subject of this didn't know these?
Not according to the police report.
He must have recognized, he must be able to say something about the car. This occurred at night.
It did occur at night. It was a dark SUV.
Going back to the offense report number 27, ending in 27, this is a juvenile. Is the juvenile the victim or the perpetrator of this in any way in the theft of property?
I believe the juvenile is the offender. You said that was
227, that incident was involving the damaged property of the vehicle, and that was filed by an adult. So
Okay.
I think that's-
On the, have you seen the press release from yesterday from the mayor?
I have.
All right. Regarding that, the officers are back on duty?
It's my understanding that the chief will be returning tomorrow, and we are glad to have him back. Also, I believe detective, the other detective is also, he may be back at work today, I believe. And again, we're glad to have them both back.
One of the other things, and it ends in the press release in the last part of it, it talks about the arrest of the young man who was driving the vehicle and that he's in traffic, being charged with traffic. Is that coming from the department or is that coming from ABI or?
Actually, once that event took place, that case was, or the crime scene was preserved and turned over to the Alabama Bureau of Investigation. They transported that vehicle, I believe, or had it towed to Dothan, where they did a complete search of that vehicle, which resulted in the discovery of, I believe it was 7 pounds of marijuana or alleged marijuana. And I believe the district attorney's office is handling that part of the criminal case as far as with Joshua Kelly involving the trafficking of marijuana.
Regarding the same area of the press release, it mentions, you mentioned it too, 7 pounds. A lot of people have no idea about 7 pounds of marijuana. How much space does that take up?
Well, it depends on how it's packaged or if it's compressed. A lot of times it may be compressed into a brick form. And I didn't see it because, again, we turned the entire case over to the Alabama Bureau of Investigation, but depending on how it's packaged, it literally could be, it wouldn't take up that much room. Again, depending on how sealed and compressed it is.
Okay.
What's the street value of that? Do you have any idea?
Well, 2.2 pounds of marijuana is actually the trafficking weight. That's in order to be charged in the state of Alabama. So I hate to estimate because things change, but it's several $1,000s.
So, a pound of marijuana these days, do we know what that kind of value is? Kind of depends, or
Well,
on the grade, or the?
Well, when I worked for ABI back in the early 2000s and the late 90s, roughly around $1,000 a pound. But it also depends on the quality, I guess, the type. There are certain kinds that are a little bit more, I'd have more of a THC value, more potent, I guess you would say. But street value sometimes can be deceiving because once it's broken down and it's sold in smaller quantities, then that's the way that more money is made. So it's hard to estimate.
Regarding incident report 299, somebody lost a bunch of money here, South Eufaula Avenue. It looks like at a parking. They leave this in the car. Can you give us any more indication? $2,300 in U.S. currency and a brown leather wallet. So I would take the money that's in the wallet.
What the report says is that the gentleman had his wallet sitting in his lap, and he pulled into the parking lot of the Piggly Wiggly, and it must have inadvertently fell out of his lap. And when he came back to retrieve it, the wallet and of course the currency, the wallet itself was gone and the currency inside.
Mm-hmm. So if somebody would know to turn that in then at Piggly Wiggly if they discovered that?
We would hope so.
$2,300.
I had something happen to me that a lot of people could have happen yesterday. I discovered that a debit card that I had, that somebody had taken a charge from a month earlier which was a small amount, and ran a larger amount a month later. What is your recommendation? What I did was call the card company. When I filled out the report, it asked me if I had reported it to the police, and I put no. Should I have reported it to the police?
Absolutely. If you document it as soon as you discover it, usually the card company or the bank, if it's a debit card, they'll reimburse your account because you're showing that it was taken out of your account and you weren't responsible for it being withdrawn. Absolutely, and cancel the card. Those are the two most important things: is to do a police report and cancel the card.